Hello and welcome back to Yorkshire Railway, and welcome back to Class 60 Wars Part 2. A video I didn't think I would be making at all. I thought we'd just sort of be mulling over until the Cav Alex and Akira Scale renditions of the Class 60 came into actual possession. But no, I'm here to make another video as we've got a bit of an update. So, I wasn't able to attend, but as many of you know, it's just been the National Festival of Model Railway, if I've got that name correctly. It was hosted at the NEC in Birmingham, was replacing the Worley show, as to say, and there was a little bit of an announcement, which was a J52. Now, I know that's got nothing to do with the Class 60, but hear me out. So, Hornby put out that they were going to be making a retooled version of the J52, but unfortunately, so a Rapido, and they both got word that they were both doing a J52, so put out a lovely Instagram post, which I'll display now so you can read through it yourself. But essentially the gist of it is, they're both making a J52, they've gone too far ahead in the development of it that it would mean losing money should they not release it, so they decided to put it out anyway. However, what they have done is a collaboration. Now, I believe it was Simon Kohler, the previous head of Hornby, said that unfortunately manufacturers cannot collab in any way as it is illegal, but this doesn't seem to be the case, as it's not a collaboration as such as they knew they were doing it, but what they've decided to do is to avoid duplication. I use my quotation marks generously there. They've decided to collaborate on which livery options that both companies are doing. Therefore, there's going to be no duplications of the first run, as they won't be doing it for the second run, but for the first run, there is going to be no duplication of the J52, which is great. So it means that we've got two manufacturers making the same model, but there will be variations among the both, so that way everyone can get a little bit of what they want. So I think that's a great idea, and I think, you know, more manufacturers, definitely if they get wind of it, it'd be great if they did something like this. But yeah, but what sort of slid slightly under the radar, but not by me and a few others of the modern image stock, was that Hornby then put out they're releasing a rerun of their Class 60, and I say this, a rerun, not a new tooled version, a rerun. So this is the model that is tooled from 2005. So yeah, pretty dated by this point. I mean, we're going into 2025, so it's going to be 20 years old by the time it comes out. And not only that, they're putting out two livery options, which is Kingdom Brunel, Isambard Kingdom Brunel and Ben Nevis, which are already taken up by Cav Alex. Hornby magazine, key publishing shop, are doing have commissioned the Ben Nevis model by Cav Alex, and they're putting out the Isambard Kingdom Brunel on their own. So Hornby's decided, stuff Cav Alex, we're just going to put out two that they're already doing. Now, I know that Ben Nevis has already sold out, so it's not necessarily too bad of a thing, but at the same time, it's a little bit of a kick in the teeth for Cav Alex that they haven't had the same treatment that Rapido has. I don't really get, why this is, or, it's not the first time this has happened. So way back in 2020, Cav Alex was planning on doing a Class 91. They got, I believe it was the up to the tooling stage for that, and they got the print samples of the livery options that they were doing, and then Hornby announced they were doing a Class 91. So unfortunately, Cav Alex at the time decided that they weren't further enough along to pursue the project and try and go up against Hornby. So they decided to pull the project for the time being. I really do hope that in the future they decide to release it, because from what it looked like and what the features that were promised from that, it sounded like it was going to be a really fabulous model. So I do hope they decide to do that in the future. And there's quite a few of the Hornby models that a lot of people didn't have chance to get, because obviously it was back during the COVID lockdowns and model railway was booming. So a lot of those models back then, it was very hard to get hold of because everyone was getting back into the hobby. Or you know, people that were in the hobby had a lot of excess expenditures because we're all stuck at home and decided, you know, I'm going to splurge out on a load of model trains. So yeah, I really do hope that they release that. But anyway, getting back to the Class 60, you know, obviously this time it's way too far ahead. They're in production at this point. But yeah, why Hornby have decided, oh, I'm going to just do the same as Cavalix, I've no idea whatsoever. And I really wish that, you know, if you're going to show treatment to Rapido such gracious treatment, what is it against Cavalix? Why can't they have such treatment as well? Like saying, actually, you know, go to Acura Scale and go to Cavalix and say, look, we're also doing a rerun, but I'm going to make sure that we're not going to do the same livery options. I just think, you know, you're gonna do it for one company. Why can't you do it for the other two? But anyway, it doesn't end there. They've also gone mad with the price. So the DC option, so the analog option, is retailing at $249.99. Yeah, that's from Hornby.com direct. You can get obviously your usual retailer discount, which will put it at $224.99, which is considerably higher than Acura Scale and Cavalix. So Acura Scale's DC version comes up at $169.99, and Cavalix's comes in at $194.95. So yeah, there's a huge jump there for the 20-year-old model. Yeah, we'll just sing that in. 20-year-old model that is coming out at, you know, more than £20 than the next expensive one, which will be the Cavalix one. And yeah, compared to Acura Scales, I mean, you're getting a bargain, really. So yeah, I don't suspect, unless anyone is really desperate to get a Ben Nevis or an Isambard Kingdom Brunel, which are still available for pre-order from Cavalix, yeah, I suspect that these aren't going to sell much, or Hornby hasn't put a massive production out for this rerun. So yeah, I could suspect that they're going to be in the, you know, Black Friday bargain bins by the end of next year, because they just ain't going to sell at that price. They're going to be heavily discounted, 100% on that. However, then it goes even more bizarre. So they're doing two options, which strangely is the ones that Cavalix are doing. So the Isambard, Kingdom Brunel and Ben Nevis, they're both the DC versions. They're doing a GBRF, and I believe it's a D... might be, I think it's Collis Rail, actually. I can't remember off the top of my head, so someone correct me if I'm wrong on that. But anyway, they're doing two other options that are going to be HM7000 sound fitted. So yeah, that's great in that sense, but this is where it gets even more bizarre. So the prices for that one are $294.99, which at the retailer discount, you're going to get $265.49. So listen to that. So then Acura Scales sound fitted version comes in at $269.99, so a little bit more expensive. Cavalix's is $294.95. So how they've managed to go from, oh, we're going to do the DC version at £250, £225 at the retailers, to then doing, oh, you know, I'll just do a £40 difference and they can have the all singing and dancing sound fitted version. It just doesn't add up. I mean, is someone at Hornby all right? Like, I know they're in a bit of financial trouble, but surely for a 20-year-old model, they could easily just say, you know what, it's a railroad model now, or a railroad plus model, and just chuck it out, you know, 130, 120 quid. Like, surely the tooling must have been paid off by now. You know, I haven't seen anything that it is an updated model. It's just seems to be the same model that was produced 20 years ago. So, you know, if someone can enlighten me on that, yeah, it'd be great. But anyway, I'm going to just warn you, I am going to switch to looking more at my iPad now, because I'm going to read out the features of each so that we can see the difference. But there's a lot of features on every single model, so I'm just going to list them off. So if I'm not looking directly into camera, please excuse me for a second. But anyway, so this is what the Hornby rendition is going to be featuring. So the features boasted are, I don't know why they say boasted, is a highly detailed model with separately fitted parts including handrails, underframe, relief, footsteps, wipers, etched metal grills, horns and more. Digital and sound capability, it's a 21 DCC socket with space for a sugar cube speaker. Factory sound fitted models are also available. It's a 5-pole skew wound motor with twin flywheels, all-wheel drive and all-wheel pickup. Directional lighting with day and night modes, heavy die-cast chassis, accessory pack with nameplates where applicable, obstacle deflectors and pipework, NEM tension lock couplings, intricate livery application and printing, detailed cab interior with opening cab doors. I've never really understood the opening cab door feature. I just don't really see the point because, one, how is anybody going to get a peek inside there really? And it just doesn't look great for me. Sorry for those that do enjoy it, but yeah, for me it just seems a pointless feature to try and boast about. And then finally we've got sprung metal buffers. So yeah, that's what Hornby's is boasting. Then we get to Acura scales. So Acura scales, this is the common features. So it is a minimum radius of 438mm or second radius. Die-cast metal chassis, RP25-110, profiled wheels. I'm not really sure what that means, so someone can enlighten me that in the comments. That'd be great. Separately applied etched metal / plastic detail parts, including grab rails, steps, wipers, etc. Scale width handrails, full underframe tank and compressor detail with brackets and pipework, fully sprung buffers, complete snow plows included in the accessory pack with buffer beam, pipework and screw couplers, kinetic NEM couplers mounted at the correct height and mini tension lock couplers, easy mag lift off panels to access the decoder and DC light switches. So that's the common features. Deluxe features boast a power pack capacitor for uninterrupted power, customized dual speaker technology with large Acura Thrash style bass speaker and a smaller iPhone style cube for higher frequencies on DCC sound fitted models only. Hall sensors for flange squeal effects on DCC sound fitted models only. The DCC features are DCC ready with power pack capacity for uninterrupted power, it's already said that. DCC 21 pin sockets or factory fitted DC sound options. Highly performance traction features, 5-pole motor with twin flywheels, gearing arranged so locomotive can achieve scale top speed of 60 to 65 miles per hour, all-wheel drive and all-wheel pickup, fully detailed lighting pack features, directional lighting on DC and DCC, switchable red and white marker lights for day and night options, separately switched cab lights, auto / off on movement. So yeah, so that's Acura scales features. So yeah, it seems to be boasting a lot more than Hornby's. And then we get to Cavalexes. Now, this is going to be a mouthful. So we've got 21-pin DCC interface and innovative removable panel to allow for easy DCC chip installation and access to the comprehensive dip switch control for DC users, which allows access to all of the DC functions for lighting without the need to remove the model from the track. Photo etched grills throughout the model, including body side, roof and etched grills within the clean air bay. A wealth of separately fitted parts across the model, including bogies which aren't just one piece moulding to allow for proper detail relief as well as the underframe. Fully detailed model of the Class 60 clean air bay visible through the photo etched body side grills. Full independent control lighting allowing for parked, yard, light engine and on-train modes with realistic levels of brightness and colour representative of the prototypes being modelled. Prototypical day/night lighting configurations for the modern livery examples. Clean air bay and cab lighting independently controlled via DCC functions. Realistically bright or dim depending on how you look at it, cab lighting. Driver's desk with individual printed details and decorated full-depth cab interior as per the prototype. Hall sensors for fully adjustable automated flange squeal on sound-fitted models. This feature automatically provides the characteristic screech as the wheels enter sharp curves. Not having to activate the sound manually only adds to the immersive effect whilst driving the loco. Power bank providing smooth, uninterrupted running, which combined with floating centre axles allows trouble-free road holding and power. 5-pole motor with twin flywheels and low ratio gear for prototypical running speeds, typical of the class. Provision to order drop-in wheel sets to easily convert the loco to EM and P4 gauges for those modelers that wish to showcase the unparalleled levels of detail and the accuracy of the model with equally accurate track work. Highly detailed and accurate underframe with numerous separately fitted parts, individual detail and finish that has been rigorously researched and applied to each model to represent the individual prototypes as accurately as possible. DCC sound with custom ESU projects for our factory-fitted sound versions, and Stay Alive fitted to all models, EM1 type speaker and additional sugar cube speaker in the chassis as standard for a balanced combination of low and high frequency sounds to accurately reproduce the prototype via a custom sound recorded sound project. Etched nameplates as appropriate to each model number. 2 styles of cab roof mounted horns to accurately recreate all prototypes, and further yet to be announced innovative features. So yeah, that is a mouthful. So what it sounds like to me is that the Cavalex and the Acura scale have gone all out. There seems to be very, very similar in features with slight deviations. One thing I do like about the Cavalex rendition is, from what it sounds like anyway, from what I've done with my research, is the floating centre axle. Now, Bobos generally don't have an issue with this, but what I found from my layouts especially is Cocos, which are the 6-wheel bogies, is that due to having the 3 axles basically, the centre can sometimes tend to cause a seesaw effect when you're going over uneven track. So especially if you've got like helixes on the layout or inclines, that can sometimes cause a bit of a problem with derailment. I've had that with my Bachmann Class 47, where sometimes when the track hasn't been well balanced, because I'm obviously pinning it down at the moment, so some of it has cork under, some doesn't. So even that small little incline, if it's on the wrong point, especially on a curve, it tends to lift off and derail. So I've had to work around that whilst I've been pinning my track down. But yeah, it hasn't done it for a long time, but it is one of those things, it does cause a bit of a seesawing effect. So what the centre axle being floating does, rather than driven, is that as it goes over, essentially, it can sort of go up and down depending on the gradient to stop that seesaw effect, and therefore should not interrupt the running of the model. So yeah, quite looking forward to that. Obviously, when I get the Helix installed, it'd be great to test which locos do good, and you know, if it is true, whether the floating centre axle can help Coco diesels go up and down a Helix. So yeah, that's the one thing I'm pretty much looking forward to with the Cavalex one. I have both on order, the Cavalex and Acura scale. I am not going to get a Hornby one unless it's going very cheap, but I'm not paying full price for it because that is just ridiculous. So yeah, if you'd like me to get a Hornby one, let me know which one you think I should get, but I can promise you now I will not be paying full price for it. And nobody yet has currently guessed which of the Cavalex and which of the Acura scale Class 60s I have ordered. I can't remember who it was, but someone did come very close. I thought they got it to start with the Acura scale one, but then I realised no, they haven't. So yeah, that's definitely still up in the air. So yeah, drop down in the comments down below which ones do you think I've ordered. I think I might have given away the Cavalex one already at some point in one of my videos. I can't really remember. But yes, also let me know down below, what's your thoughts on duplication? You know, I have been a bit critical of Hornby for it in the past, but certainly obviously when I first made the video about Accurascale announcing their Class 60 versus Cavalex's, which was announced prior, yeah, do you think there's room for duplication? Do you think it's one of those terms that not only we as the consumers, but also the manufacturers just have to get used to, that it's healthy competition at the end of the day? Or do you think that sometimes there are too many of certain models and that some manufacturers should maybe branch out and do a different model? You know, I'd love to know everybody's thoughts down below. Bit of discussion, you know, obviously keep it nice and friendly. We don't want any bitterness here. End of the day, we all love toy trains. So yeah, we don't need any bitterness, just nice, wholehearted discussion. So yeah, drop any thoughts down in the comments down below. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and you'll get notified when I upload new videos. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed the video. So if you have, hit the thumbs up and I will catch you in the next video. So take care everyone, keep safe, and I will see you later. Bye bye.